Hello guys, this is Mark Mansour and today we are going to be discussing EPiServer development and we are going to be talking about property attributes today. I'm going to link the project in GitHub if you didn't follow the previous tutorial, so you can download it and try yourself. So a property attribute is something that assigns values to our properties and makes it behave in another way. So this is an attribute. Now, if I place my attribute above my property, then all values assigned in the attribute will apply to the property below. Now I'm going to link documentation in the description below, but for now I'm just going to show you how I'm going to use these property attributes and work with them so you have a better understanding and can do this yourself. I'm going to run the project and I'm going to show you exactly what this does, but before doing that I'm going to remove this code and I'm going to run the project for you. Now we have the website in front of us. We just need to enter EPiServer/CMS. And if we have a look at the website right now, if we hover over main body, there is no description. If we look at the property name, it's going to be named after the property, the way we write it backend. So everything basically looks the same. I'm going to revert this. I'm going to place back the code I just wrote. I'm going to execute the project again. Now, as you can see, there's a space between main body. So basically our attribute renamed our property for the editor to see as main space body. And we placed it in the system tab names content, which we don't really need to do as it's the default tab, but we're still going to specify it. And the description should be here now. Yeah. So everything's working. So now let's check out some new attributes. Culture specific. And for now, we don't really have any translations, so it's not really useful, but I just want to get it out there for you guys to see. And then we have scaffold column. And what this does is, by default, this is true. It's going to show us our property below so that the editor might be able to use it. But if we type false here, then this means this is just something we want to see backend, for instance. This is not something we want the editor to see or be bothered with. So if I type scaffold column and false, and I run this project, now we cannot see the main body property here anymore. Now we can also specify a string length for our property. For instance, let's say we have a newspaper and the boss says, I don't want my editors to be able to write more than 255 characters. So I'll say, okay then, 255 characters it is. We still have to set this to true though before we continue, because we can't test our string length if we can't see the property. But string length will only work for a property with the data type string. So we have to change this in order for it to work. So I'm going to run this project now. So what it does is, when we reach the maximum amount of letters, we cannot paste any more text and we cannot write any more here. I'm spamming buttons right now, but it won't allow me because we have reached the maximum length. Alright, so we have another attribute which is called editable. We're gonna type it here. And in case we type false here, that means our editors are not going to be able to edit this property. Now, as you can see, main body has been grayed out. We can no longer edit this property. There are many more attributes, but we're actually going to change this to true just so that we can continue working. And we're going to keep on typing a few more attributes, maybe one or two. So this means we need to fill in the property. I'm going to add comments to each attribute once the tutorial is done, so you don't have to worry. I'm going to commit it to GitHub, and I'm going to post the link in the description so you can download it with comments. Now that we have added the attribute required, this means that the editor have to fill in this property. So if we go back, okay, now if I try to publish this, property main body is required. So we need to fill in main body because of this attribute. So if I go back and I type, okay, I agree, and I publish this, it's going to work. There is another attribute called searchable. And if your property is a string, then this is going to work. You're going to be able to use EPiServer to search for your property. Alright guys, so that's pretty much it. I'm just going to be commenting this for you guys. Alright, so that's pretty much it guys. Thank you so much for watching and see you in the next tutorial.